here it is at last, the Helios Tarot forecast for the month, or Tarot Horoscope drawn specifically for your astrological zodiac sign. I'm B.R. Newman, in case you didn't know that already. Check out my website, iamhelios.com, through the link below, and consider everything that I have to offer there. Consider signing up to receive any number of the personal readings that I offer, or consider signing up to take a course. The choice is yours. There's a lot to explore there. Also consider checking out Annie Botticelli's Storyteller forecasts to see the astrological side of everything you're going to see here. It's fascinating, I promise. So, okay, I guess we'll just jump right into it. And here it is, Cancer, your 5-card Helios spread for the month of December. This is a kind of condensed Golden Dawn spread, as you may know already. That uses 15 cards. In this case, we have 5 to the same result, or same effect. Similar effect, we'll say. We have a central theme, 2-dimensional timeline options for you to choose from, a past section and a fate section. In your central theme, we have the card that most suitably sums up the whole story arc of this tarot spread. We have a major arcana card, the Lust card. Now this has to do with taming the beast, managing addictions, triumphing over more basic and petty desires with higher reasoning, higher desires, responsibility, accountability, and so on. So we see that that's called for, and that may in fact be already happening. Since this is a kind of energetic read on your current situation, it's likely that you're well underway. So in order to optimize your capacity to take this opportunity, you have these 2 approaches, these 2 possible doors you could walk through. So this should give you a better energy of the kind of dichotomy you're working with, so you can determine where on the spectrum between these 2 extremes you would like to reside. On the one hand, you have the Queen of Wands, which is a personality profile. If you don't know already, all of these 16 court cards correspond with the 16 Myers-Briggs personality profiles beautifully, flawlessly. Not everybody is aware of this. In fact, very few people are. But I find the correlation, unmistakable and very useful. So in this case, the Queen of Wands is the INTJ. This is a personality profile you could embody, or you could in some way encounter or engage. This may be the influence of someone else. Of course, you have to determine those details. This is a general read applying to everyone who shares your sun sign, so it's going to take a little work on your part. In any case, this is in some way engaging this personality profile, where it's, whether it's coming from within or coming from the outside, is up to your current situation. It's up to your circumstances. But the INTJ is the introverted, intuitive thinking judger. This is someone who is extremely independent, very theory-based, very skeptical, someone who always needs to do things their way and therefore has a high need for competency. They see the world as a kind of chessboard or game, and they always see ways in which everything can improve. So they can be rather judgmental, but they don't have too much of an emotional investment in their judgments. They're not necessarily as active as one might be inclined to believe based on the profile. They are internal, they're introspective. So due to this introverted nature, a lot of this happens within the realm of theory, within the realm of simulation. Considering the high gravity nature of your central theme, this personality profile just simply may not take it seriously enough, may not be willing to make the kinds of internal changes that are necessary, and may not be willing to actualize or demonstrate that those changes have been made in the real world in real time. So we have to consider the other dimensional timeline possibility, and in this case, this is the 7 of Cups. All 7s in tarot are associated with Netzach on the Tree of Life, Spirit number 7, and that's a kind of harsh kindness of God, you could say. It's endurance, it's patience, it's a kind of obstacle that has been placed before you that pressures you or forces you to build up enough momentum to transcend it for the purpose of being capable of transcending obstacles of a similar magnitude in the future. So it's character building, it's strength building, but it seems, rather annoying while it's happening. And in the case of its manifestation through water, this is actually temptation. This is a sense of integrity, though, after the temptation. The emphasis is on the sense of integrity after having successfully navigated yourself around the temptation that presented itself. So there is actually, when we juxtapose that with the Lust card in your central theme, which deals directly with the process of transcending temptation, we can see that this is actually a path of success. In order to take this central theme seriously, and you must do so, you have to be tested. You have to face those temptations that perhaps in another time would have, made you a kind of slave to them. And look to the areas of your life that you feel consistently tempted, the ways in which you feel that you consistently fail, the ways in which you consistently are led astray by the temptations, and you'll discover exactly the area of life that this spread is speaking to. So there's a promise, or at least a possibility, of success in this area, since you do have this as a central theme, the idea that you would or could transcend such temptations, such tendencies, such addictions, we could say. And then also this right-hand dimensional timeline, you could possibly do something about it. Perhaps put yourself in the path of the temptation so that you can demonstrate to yourself that you're capable of transcending it. That may be one way of willingly and consciously adopting this path, setting out consciously along this course, rather than the alternative, simply running simulations in your mind, figuring out how you could possibly do things in any number of hypothetical situations. There's not enough action there. There's not enough of a demonstration that you're taking it seriously enough. So in which case the right-hand dimensional timeline seems far more appropriate. This was all set into motion by your past section, the adjustment card here, a major arcana, heavy-hitting, high-gravity card, which symbolized a time of returning to balance. So there was some kind of karmic debt, and you've been working really hard at repaying that. And in one way or another, it has almost come to fruition. If not for this central theme, another major arcana card, which is much more current, there's something else that needs to happen in order for that to be fully actualized, in order for that balance to be fully restored. And it's implied here quite strongly that that final ingredient is you transcending a kind of addictive nature, whatever it might be in your own circumstances. So don't worry too much about whatever debt is left over, so long as you focus on the projector rather than the screen. If you want to adjust the image that you see projected out over and over, consider changing the film that's passing through the projector. Consider changing the story that you're telling yourself. And so what this is leading to is such a change. It's leading to a shift in personality profiles. You're going to step into a new way of doing things. The Princess of Swords in your Fate section corresponds with the ISTP, or the Introverted Sensing Thinking Perceiver. This is someone who's ready to try just about anything once. So this takes this whole, your left-hand dimensional timeline possibility of running simulations into the realm of application and actualization, implementation, materialization. So though this is remaining introverted, it's much more bordering on the active side of things. So this is someone who is at least willing to try anything, someone who shows up for opportunities and takes opportunities. They may not necessarily be the go-getter kind of personality profile that you would expect from the extroverted forms, but they're very hands-on. This personality profile is unpretentious, they're humble, they're pragmatic, they're capable of showing up with the willingness and the know-how, to get the job done. So this personality profile represents the continuation of the willingness that you demonstrate by taking the right-hand dimensional timeline. The ISTP continues that good work and continues implementing strategies that are much more in line with a higher sense of integrity. And that about wraps this up, so thank you for listening to this. You might want to contact me for a personal reading of some kind. You can gain clarity, certainty, and confidence regarding a big decision, the nature of a personal relationship, family dynamics, general complications or opportunities, and so on. I can help you simplify extremely complex matters into something workable, something you can base otherwise difficult decisions upon, and something you can trust, so you can put your mind at ease and get back to living. And maybe you want to uncover the complexities of your inner circuitry, really getting to know the way you truly operate, so you can pick and choose the kinds of strategies, partners, and environments that help you thrive and feel good and think straight. If any of that sounds good, trust me, you're going to want to check out my website, IamHelios.com, and discover what I can offer you there today. Thanks again.